Good afternoon from Woodleigh Park. You're very welcome to our live streaming of today's AIL Division 1B third round match between Highfield and Buccaneers. Highfield come into today's game with 2 wins from 2 games played. They're joint leaders of the league with UCC. Both teams are on 9 points. Buccaneers are 4th on the table with 1 win and 1 loss from their 2 games, and they're on 6 points. Highfield have had 2 tough encounters with Bambridge at home and Naas away, and hope to continue their winning ways today. Buccaneers had a losing bonus point loss away to Armagh, followed by a big bonus point win last week against Old Wesley, a match they won 35 points to 7. They're coached by former Ireland coach Eddie O'Sullivan and should prove stiff opposition for Highfield today. And your teams for today's clash will line out as follows. For Buccaneers, number 1 Matthew Burke, number 16 Stephen Lombard, number 3 Martin Staunton, captain, number 4 Rory Byrne, number 5 Fergus Galvin, number 6 Sean O'Connell, number 7 Dara Murray, number 8 Oisin McCormack. And the backs, number 9 Frank Hopkins, number 10 Rory Fallon, number 11 Saul O'Carroll, number 12 Stephen Mannion, number 13 Shane Lydon, number 14 Josh O'Connor, and number 15 Shane Jennings. And the subs, number 2 Darren Brown, number 17 Sam Illo, number 18 Cian McCann, number 19 Will Riley, number 20 Tom Shine, number 21 Oren Burgess. And the Highfield team for today's game, number 1 Killian Buckley, number 2 Travis Coomey, number 3 James French, number 4 Sean Garrett, number 5 Dave O'Connell, captain, number 6 Eddie Earl, number 7 Olive Porter, number 8 Maya Cronin. And the backs, number 9 Richard Cassidy, number 10 James Taylor, number 11 Gavin O'Leary, number 12 David O'Sullivan, number 13 Cian Bohan, number 14 Ben Murphy, number 15 Mark McLaughlin. And the subs for Highfield, number 16 Robert Murphy, number 17 Dara Fitzgerald, number 18 Aidan Keane, number 19 Mark Fitzgibbon, number 20 Chris Bannon, number 21 Shane Buckley. And your officials today are referee George Clancy, I beg your pardon, of the IRFU, assistant ref number 1 Kieran Barry, and assistant ref number 2 Peter Van Baldron. And we're looking forward to a very closely contested game here today. Highfield have had a number of performers playing very well so far this season. Cian Bohan has made a huge impression since his arrival from UCC, a scorer of 4 tries already this season. Buccaneers will miss their out half, who was injured last week, and he has been replaced by Rory Fallon at number 10. And today's game is being streamed thanks to the generous support of our sponsors, Perfect Reception, Ireland's leading hotel call provider that makes sure Irish hotels never miss a call. If you'd like to know more about Perfect Reception, why not check our website at www.reception.ie. And Perfect Reception are also sponsoring the Highfield Player of the Match Award today. This award will be presented to the chosen player straight after the game. Thank you to Jim McCoy and his team at Perfect Reception for their generous support in sponsoring this award once again this season. And just to announce that there will be a mass for the deceased members of Highfield Club Sunday the 12th November here in the clubhouse. And now Buccaneers take the field, led by their captain Martin Staunton. As I say, they're here on the back of a very good win against Old Wesley, who were in the playoffs last year, and Buccaneers, newly promoted to Division 1B, coached by former Ireland coach Eddie O'Sullivan, should prove very stiff opposition for Highfield today. now Highfield, led by their captain, Dave O'Connell, are coming onto the pitch. And both teams are lining up now for a minute's silence for the victims of the tragedy in Creaslock in County Donegal. So our thoughts are with the people of Donegal at this sad time. And now referee George Clancy prepares to get the game underway. And Buccaneers will kick off with number 10, Rory Fallon. Start the game going for us. Rory replacing the injured Michael Henley, who was injured in last week's game against Old Woodleigh. So Rory Fallon kicks it deep into the Highfield half, taken there by Highfield scrum half Richard Cassidy, puts it high in the air, very well taken over there on the far wing by Josh O'Connor, and Buccaneers set the ball up. Taken forward, the big men take it forward. Scrum half Hopkins pops it out. Again looking to the big men, his captain, Martin Staunton, sets it up again. Out to Fallon, kicked through by Stephen Mannion, and well covered by Highfield fullback Mark McLaughlin, calls the mark and has a chance to clear his lines. He kicks, long kick downfield, taken there by a fullback, Shane Jennings, who was man of the match for the Buccaneers last week. This time it's popped inside by Rory Fallon. Fallon out the line. Stephen Mannion kicks it through. And back there covering is Highfield scrum half Richard Cassidy. Again kicks it down the line. Taken again by Shane Jennings. Jennings coming up to the halfway line. Finds his number 14, Josh O'Connor. O'Connor just over the halfway. And the referee spots the knock on. And Highfield would be pleased with their defending there. Very good defence. Good first up tackling there by Highfield. But Buccaneers looking very lively early in this game. We have a gusting wind here at the moment. It's quite calm, but when it comes, it's a very strong breeze across the pitch, slightly favouring Buccaneers in this half. And so our first scrum of the game, Richard Cassidy puts in for Highfield, and the scrum is rock solid, right on the halfway. Highfield trying to get the nudge. Scrum goes around, and George Clancy calls a reset. Highfield thought they had the nudge there, started moving forward, but the scrum wheeled, and the referee has called a reset. So two strong front rows here with Matthew Burke, Stephen Lombard and Martin Staunton, facing Killian Buckley, Travis Coomey and James French. So Richard Cassidy prepares to put in again, right on the halfway line. First scrum of the game had to be reset. This scrum has again collapsed. We had a slip there. James French slipped there, lost his footing. Referee's called a reset. James French and Matthew Burke on this side of the scrum. Could be a titanic struggle between two very strong props. Cassidy to put in for the third time to a scrum that's been reset twice. And this time it's clean strike, solid scrum. Cassidy out to James Taylor, inside to Dave O'Sullivan. Taylor looking for the gap, finds his full back McLaughlin. Set up again, Cassidy feeds Cronin. Outside to Ollie Porter. Porter sets it up. Ball is whizzed out the line, out to Eddie Earl. Earl pops it to Bohan. Outside to Dave O'Sullivan. Highfield get the penalty. Tackler didn't roll away, and that was Highfield's first attacking phase of the game. Ball given plenty of air across the line and ended up with a penalty which James Taylor will now try to dispatch into the Buccaneers 22. Taylor with the right boot kicks a beautiful penalty right down to the 5-metre line, setting Highfield up in a very, very strong attacking position. So hooker Travis Coomey to put in. 5 metres out from the Buccaneers line. Gets his instructions from Killian Buckley. And Highfield will be anxious to put points on the board in this very strong attacking position. Coomey. O'Connell takes it cleanly in the line out. Highfield set up the maul. Coomey at the back. Highfield moving forward, getting a bit of momentum here. Coomey looking from the back. Very comfortable looking there. The maul is still going forward. Coomey still there. Stopped right on the line. Eddie Earl sets it up again. Another drive. Short of the line. Referee not satisfied that it's been grounded yet. It's still right on the Buccaneers line. Another drive for the line. The referee says it's held up. Held up on the line. Great defense by Buccaneers. Highfield right on the line. 2 or 3 surges, but very well defended by Buccaneers. So goal line dropout taken there by Rory Fallon, gathered by Mark McLaughlin. Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan beats the first tackle, sets it up. Good work by Dave O'Sullivan. Ollie Porter, very strong lad, sets it up again. Out to Taylor. Taylor looking for Sean Garrett there in the middle. Pops it out. James Taylor, sidestep. Taylor, 2 or 3 sidesteps, sets it up again. Richard Cassidy. Dave O'Connell, the captain. Sets it up again. And a pick and go by Cian Bohan. Pops it up, but it's taken well there. And referee sees a late tackle there on the Buccaneers. Number 8, Oisin McCormack, after he cleared that ball, the tackle was slightly late, so Highfield pay the penalty now, and Frank Hopkins in possession, right in the middle of the pitch, halfway between the halfway line and the 22, and they've opted to take a shot at goal. So Buccaneers will attempt to put the first points on the board, and it's centre number 12 Stephen Mannion who's going to have a go. It's straight in front of the posts. The wind is a bit tricky, but it is coming mostly from behind him. Mannion, who took over the kicking last week and had a couple of successful kicks for his first attempt today. Stephen Mannion for Buccaneers to give them the lead after 9 minutes on the clock. Right foot, he has the distance, but the wind is very tricky here today. Just tailed off at the very end. It looked like it was going over the posts, but that wind, it gusts, and it's blowing diagonally across the pitch. Will make it a very difficult day for place kickers. James Taylor to take the 22 dropout for Highfield. Taylor sends it long over the halfway. Call there by Shane Jennings. Jennings out to Mannion. Kicks it in for the corner. And despite the efforts there of Gavin O'Leary, that's an excellent touch find. And puts Buccaneers in a very strong attacking position here. We'll line out about 5 metres inside the Highfield 22. And the wind gusting up now again. Could make it a little bit different for the thrower here, but very well taken there by Fergus Galvin. And the Bucks set up their maul, trying to get a bit of forward momentum. Highfield holding it at the moment. Ball comes out from Fallon. Good tackle there in the centre by Cian Bohan. It's popped out. And the referee has spotted a knock on there. Knock on there by Fergus Galvin, so it'll be a scrum to Highfield, right on the 22. We've had 11 minutes on the clock, and even though there has been no rain, the conditions are not great for rugby because of that wind. It's gusting. It's making it difficult to throw into the line out, difficult to kick. Both teams taking a while to find their feet. Very evenly matched so far. So, a little bit of attention there. A little bit of attention there for the Highfield. Second row, Sean Garrett. And we're ready to resume with a scrum to Highfield. Right on the 22. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Scrum to Buccaneers, right on the 22. Great attacking position for Buccaneers. The knock-on must have been Highfield, I beg your pardon. So, Buccaneers scrum. Frank Hopkins to put in. And the scrum is very solid. Ball is there at the back. Bit of a push on from Highfield there. Disrupts it. Comes out to Fallon. Out the line. Kicked through by Shane Layden. And Buccaneers claiming a try there. Ben Murphy claiming he got the touch. And referee not giving the score. Highfield's Ben Murphy claiming he got a touch. Very close thing there for Highfield. Clever kick through by Shane Layden. And we end up with James Taylor taking the goal line dropout. Highfield under pressure. Taylor going across the pitch to take advantage of that crossfield wind. Launches it. The wind carries it. Buccaneers full back, Shane Jennings under it. Comes across the line. Mannion. Good run by Mannion. Finds Layden. Good tackle by Earl. Highfield appealing for a knock on. Highfield have robbed it. O'Connell sets it up. Cassidy. Taylor. Dave O'Sullivan. Cian Bohan. Out the line to Gavin O'Leary. O'Leary with the little chip ahead. Well gathered there by his opposite number, Josh O'Connor. O'Connor well tackled there by Killian Buckley. Out the line from Martin Staunton. Good run up the wing there again from O'Connor. Comes out to second row, Fergus Galvin pops it inside. Buccaneers have Hopkins, Fallon, out the line. Layden in space here. Finds O'Connell. And back inside. Josh O'Connor has come across from the far wing and scores an excellent try for Buccaneers. After 14 minutes on the clock, Josh O'Connor with a try. Very well worked try. Both Buccaneers centres did very well there in that passage of play and created the overlap for Josh O'Connor to come over from the far wing and take the pass from Saul O'Carroll and score near the posts. So Buccaneers at the moment, after 15 minutes on the clock, lead by 5 points to 0. And now we have an opportunity for Stephen Mannion to add the conversion points. So it's been quite a close encounter so far. And Buccaneers open the scoring with an excellent try. Mannion trying to add the conversion points. The wind is gusting again. You can see there the ball has to be held for him. Not an easy day for place kickers. Mannion with the right foot. And he's played it beautifully. Judged the wind really well there, Stephen Mannion, to get the conversion and put Buccaneers 7 points to 0 ahead with 16 minutes on the clock here in Model Farm Road. The wind slightly favouring Buccaneers this half, but it's made it tricky for both teams, gusting very strongly at times. That was an excellent kick there by Stephen Mannion. Judged the wind perfectly. So, Highfield, 7-0 down. Taylor to get them underway. They'll be anxious to get right back into the game. Taylor kicks into the half. And it goes out on the full, says the touch judge. So back to halfway. So out on the full, back to halfway for the scrum to Buccaneers. Good attacking position here in the middle of the pitch. Scrum has been quite solid. And Frank Hopkins about to put in. Fullback Shane Jennings standing very near his out half, Rory Fallon. And let's see what the Buccaneers can come up with from this move. Hopkins puts it in. Scrum holds solid. Taken out there by number 8, Oisin McCormack. Out the line. Fullback comes into the line there. Shane Jennings. Good defence there by Highfield. Jennings trying to set it up. Gets it back. Hopkins looking to the big man. Again, stout defence by Highfield there. Comes out the line again to Mannion. Hopkins. And a knock on there. The Bucks will be a bit frustrated with that. They had a good attacking scrum there in the middle of the park, options both sides. But knock on gives the scrum to Highfield. 18 minutes on the clock here. Highfield 0, Buccaneers 7. And it looks like a game that could go right down to the wire. And even though, as I say, at the moment conditions are bright, there's bright sunshine, there is a stiff breeze blowing diagonally across the pitch towards the clubhouse, and there are grey skies gathering behind me to the west, so we could have a change of conditions before the end of this game. So Highfield with the scrum just inside their own half, right at halfway, right in the middle of the pitch. Richard Cassidy to put in. Cassidy again, scrum rock solid, neither side really gaining any advantage in those scrums. Cassidy breaks, Maya Cronin. Cassidy looking for a gap, finds one, beautiful play by Cassidy, but a great intercept there for Buccaneers. Great intercept by Saul O'Carroll. Ball goes back to full back. Shane Jennings, bit of a fumble, but he manages to clear his lines. And the ball again in that wind, bouncing away from Gavin O'Leary, but it is a Highfield line out. And Jennings did very well there under pressure after the ball bobbled away from him. Got in a decent kick. And we will resume with a line out about a metre inside the Highfield half. Line out to Highfield. And at the moment, Buccaneers captain Martin Staunton is receiving a bit of attention as the skies begin to darken here at Woodleigh Park, here off the Model Farm Road in Cork. The sky is quite threatening behind me. The throw is a bit on the long side, ends up in the hands of Sam Illo. And knock on there, first knock on was by a Highfield player. So a scrum. Scrum to Buccaneers. Again, just about a metre inside the Highfield half. 21 minutes gone in the game. Highfield 0, Buccaneers 7. One converted try. This time Highfield got a big push on in the scrum. That's a huge push, and they'll be delighted with that. That was an awesome scrum from the Highfield pack. And the front rows, Buckley, Coomey and French, deservedly getting pats on the back from all their teammates. That's the first scrum that we've seen a decisive victory to one side, and certainly it was Highfield on that occasion. Got the nudge and drove the Buccaneers pack back. Taylor drills it down into the Buccaneers 22. About 2 metres inside the Buccaneers 22. And as I say, conditions very threatening now. Looks like we may have some rain with that wind, which could make it very difficult. So Highfield will be hoping to take advantage of this good attacking position inside the Buccaneers 22. Just inside. Last line out wasn't great, so Travis Coomey will be hoping to find his man this time. And a good interruption of the line out there again by Buccaneers. Comes back to the out half. Rory Fallon sets it up. Good defensive line out there by Buccaneers. Blocked down by Sean Garrett there, but the referee has held up the play. And he's giving a scrum. Referee's giving a scrum to Buccaneers. As I say now, conditions getting quite threatening here. Rain coming. With that, wind. It's going to make conditions quite awkward for both teams. And bad news there for Buccaneers. Captain Martin Staunton has gone off, being replaced by number 17 Sam Illo. Buccaneers get the scrum. Out it goes to Fallon. Fallon kicks for touch and finds a very good touch right up by halfway. And Martin Staunton there, very disappointed. Replaced by number 17 Sam Illo. And conditions have really changed for the worse here now. Skies have darkened. The wind has got much stronger. And we have Travis Coomey to put into the line out for Highfield. Just inside the Buccaneers half. Again, excellent disruption of the line out there by Fergus Galvin. Buccaneers set it up. Comes out to Oisin McCormack. Set up again. Hopkins finds Illo. Illo pops it to McCormack. Strong move by McCormack there. And this time Highfield are penalised for not rolling away. Very good work there in the line out. That's the second line out that Buccaneers have disrupted on the Highfield throw. And now Stephen Mannion will find touch, and he finds a very good touch right down over in the corner there, the far side of the pitch, deep into the Highfield 22. Sets up a very good attacking line out here for Buccaneers. And Highfield will be looking for revenge. They've had two lineouts disrupted very effectively by Dara Murray, Rory Byrne and Fergus Galvin. So Stephen Lombard put into the line out as the rain gets heavier here now. Lombard. This time Highfield do the robbing. And great work there by Ollie Porter as the rain gets really heavy here. Killian Buckley sets it up. And nice clearance by Richard Cassidy for Highfield. So Highfield will be delighted with that, disrupting a very promising line out of situation for Buccaneers. But still inside their own half, just outside the 22. Buccaneers are still in a very strong position. 26 minutes on the clock. Buccaneers still leads by 7 points to 0. Thanks to a try from Josh O'Connor, converted by Stephen Mannion. So Lombard again, try and put it into the line out. Very, very difficult now for Hooker. Wind and rain blowing into his face. Trying to dry the ball there. It's going to be very tough for both hookers and kickers in this game. The throw, again disrupted by Highfield. Travis Coomey, the Highfield hooker, driving forward. Out to Dave O'Connell. O'Connell sets it up well. Out to Taylor. Taylor finds Bohan. And Bohan broke the first tackle, but referee had spotted offside by Buccaneers. It's referee George Clancy awarding the penalty to Highfield. And Taylor is going to kick this one. No, he's tapped it. And looking for Bohan. Bohan running into space. Bohan breaks the two tacklers. Very powerful man. Out from Cassidy to Porter. Porter bumps off the first tackler. Cassidy, Cronin. Maya Cronin sets it up. Cassidy, Taylor. Gavin O'Leary over from the other wing. Dave O'Sullivan finds his fullback into Ben Murphy. Murphy driving forward. Cassidy. Sean Garrett. Garrett driving through two would-be tacklers. Great work by Garrett there. Cassidy finds Taylor. Bohan. Bohan is the danger man for Highfield. Again he breaks through. Almost through two tacklers there again. Gavin O'Leary. O'Leary held up on the 22. Gets to ground. Now Highfield looking for a very promising position here. Cassidy finds his captain O'Connell. Taylor took that very well. Dave O'Sullivan finds Taylor again. And the referee blows the whistle. And he has awarded a penalty for offside. Highfield got no advantage. So the Highfield attack broke down and George Clancy has awarded a penalty for a high tackle. He indicates a high tackle there. So we're going back for the high tackle. And Taylor to put Highfield into the corner. And with 29 minutes on the clock, they'll be looking to gain some points from this very promising position. So, both teams have had their lineouts disrupted quite a lot. Highfield will be hoping that they can get this one right. Look at their jumpers. Dave O'Connell, Sean Garrett, Maya Cronin, Eddie Earle, as Travis Comey goes to put in. Finds O'Connell at 2. Very well taken by O'Connell. And now Highfield put the drive on. And that's a very good drive. Held up. Driving again. The drive is continuing. And they're driving. They're still going forward. Still going forward. Referee watching it closely. They're over the line. Referee's not awarding the penalty, the try. Porter sets it up again, right on the line. Eddie Earle pops it out. And this time, a lunge for the line by number 3, James French, the big prop. Highfield this time get their reward. Held up on the line earlier in the game. Great defence by Buccaneers. But this time, Highfield, an excellent line out. A really good drive. Held up on a number of occasions. But James French, Munster prop, very powerful man. Powered his way over the line there. And Highfield get their reward for an excellent line out and a good maul. So, after 31 minutes, it's Highfield 5, Buccaneers 7. And Taylor now has a tough kick here. The wind and rain have died down for the moment, but it is a gusting wind. It is very difficult for kickers. So Taylor will try to add the conversion points to that try. Excellent work by the Highfield pack. Try scored by prop James French. Now Taylor to try and add the conversion points. Strikes it very well. And converted. Well done, James Taylor. In trying conditions for kickers, Taylor converts. So after 32 minutes on the clock, it's Highfield 7, Buccaneers 7. It's been a very closely contested game, and both teams are trying their very best to play good rugby in very trying conditions. That heavy shower now will have made the ball a bit greasy, and conditions underfoot may not be the greatest, even though the pitch here in Woodleigh Park is in excellent condition. So 7-all, 32 minutes on the clock, and Rory Fallon restarts. Call there by Cassidy, who dispatches it to touch. So halfway between the 22 and the halfway line, Buccaneers have a line out. And Highfield were very successful in their last line out, throwing to Dave O'Connell at number 2. Buccaneers have had a couple of line outs disrupted. So there's a bit of a committee meeting there among the pack as Stephen Lombard prepares to put in. Blustery wind. And this time it's a superb take by O'Connell. A great line out jumper. Has been a fantastic source of possession for Highfield over the last number of seasons. Cassidy from the setup. Oh, it bounces away from Porter. Taken and secured by Buccaneers. Comes out the line. Nice ball out. Again, powerful number 13. Laden, but he's popped it inside. It's fallen, broken loose. And referee is reaching for his card here. And Sean Garrett has received a yellow card for interfering with a player as he tried to follow the ball. So a double blow for Highfield there. Penalty conceded, and Sean Garrett goes to the sin bin. And Buccaneers will now to try to take advantage of that as Mannion thumps it into the 22. Couple of metres out from the Highfield line. And this is a really strong attacking position now for Buccaneers. They'll be hoping to get secure the ball cleanly here in the line out. Dave O'Connell successfully stole the last one and disrupted the one before that. So a lot of pressure here on the thrower. Stephen Lombard, wind behind his back this time. And again O'Connell in some performance. Disrupts yet again. And Eddie Earl is fouled there as he takes that ball. And James Taylor, with 35 minutes on the clock, James Taylor will hope to clear the lines here. Doesn't find touch. Saul O'Carroll pops it out to his fullback, Shane Jennings. Jennings having a look around. Then pops it out to Shane Layden. Layden drives it to the opposition, sets it up. Hopkins out the line to Galvin. Hopkins again finds Fallon. Fallon back to his fullback. And then a long pass, beautiful long pass. Finds Saul O'Carroll. O'Carroll, the tackle was a little bit high there. Tackle a little bit high, and referee says that's a penalty. So good work there from wing Saul O'Carroll and his fullback Shane Jennings. So Buccaneers with 36 minutes on the clock. Ball is in the hands of Mannion, and he's going to have a go. He kicked really well last time to convert the try in very, very difficult conditions. And Highfield captain Dave O'Connell clarifying things there with the referee, George Clancy, as Stephen Mannion, who had a very good conversion of the earlier try by Josh O'Connor, is taking on what in these conditions is quite a difficult kick. A blustery wind. He handled it really well last time. Let's see how he does. Stephen Mannion, wind gathering, more rain on the way. He strikes it again, allowing for the wind. Unfortunately, this time the wind didn't help him. And even though it was an excellent effort, it was very difficult to gauge with that gusting wind blowing across the pitch. So Highfield, a bit of a let off there, but down to 14 men. Will try and clear their lines here. Taylor with the 22. 22 drop out. Taylor long down the pitch. Well taken there by the wing. Josh O'Connor comes out the line. Scrum half Hopkins into the Highfield half. Fallon goes in at scrum half. Out the line. Bit of a loose one there. Picked up by Leyden. Well tackled. And out the line again. This time it's Stephen Lombard. Makes good ground there. Hopkins out the line. A kick through this time by Rory Fallon. And he finds a good touch. Well spotted there by Fallon. Bit of a gap behind by Highfield wing Gavin O'Leary, and he spotted the gap well and has sent his team into the Highfield 22. So again now the pressure back on the Highfield line out, and Travis Coomey throwing into that breeze, gets his instructions from his prop Killian Buckley, and Highfield will be hoping to secure this with 39 minutes on the clock. Again, O'Connell, a superb take. Excellent throw by Coomey. Brilliant take by O'Connell. And Highfield now rumbling over the 22. Gathered up a big head of steam here. That's a great drive by the Highfield pack. Cassidy finds Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan sets it up. Cassidy again. Taylor goes back the other way. Running across his 22. Ball falls to the ground. George Clancy says it was knocked back. So it goes to Eddie Earl, brings it out of the Highfield 22. The ball is a bit scrappy, the whole bit of play there, but Highfield have secured it eventually. And Cassidy takes it on himself this time to put up the high kick, but Buccaneers were offside. And Highfield will be very relieved as we come up to half time to keep the score at 7-all, down to 14 men, and they have a chance. His coaches won't be happy with him for that, as Taylor has decided to go to the corner. Highfield looking for more than 3 points, and Taylor sends it inside the Buccaneers 22. And this is an excellent attacking position for Highfield. With 41 minutes on the clock, obviously we're on referee time, with George Clancy allowing for stoppages. So this would be a great time for Highfield to add to their points tally. 7 points all. Travis Coomey finds O'Connell yet again. Now Highfield had great success with their maul last time, and they're driving forward. Buccaneers holding them a bit better this time, but Highfield still have momentum here. They're driving forward. Still going. Cassidy at the back. That ball is still under control. O'Leary goes in to help. And they're driving on. They're still driving for that line. That's a great drive by Highfield. And the referee says held up on the line. Great defence by Buccaneers. And the referee has called half-time. So at half-time here in Woodleigh Park, The score is Highfield 7, Buccaneers 7. In a very intriguing encounter, very little between the teams. Both teams trying very hard to play good rugby in extremely trying conditions. And as I speak, the clouds have come over again and the rain is going to come down as the teams take their half-time break. And while the teams are having their half-time break, I'd just like to say that today's game is being streamed thanks to the generous support of our sponsors, Perfect Reception, Ireland's leading hotel call provider that makes sure Irish hotels never miss a call. If you'd like to know more about Perfect Reception, why not check their website at www.reception.ie. And Perfect Reception have also given us the Player of the Match award. Perfect Match have also come on board as sponsors for our Highfield Player of the Match again today. And this award will be presented to the chosen player straight after half-time. Thank you to Jim McCoy and his team at Perfect Reception for their generous support in sponsoring this award once again. And remember, you can help your club. A very warm welcome to all who are watching today's game on our live stream, and we're delighted to know that you're joining us from all over the world and hope you're enjoying the game. A huge amount of work has been undertaken on installing a new drainage system, footpaths and railings, and most importantly reseeding and improvements to the main pitch here at Highfield. We know you'll appreciate that these works are hugely expensive, and we invite you to help us defray these costs simply by playing in our weekly lottery. And who knows, you might even be a winner. Tickets can be purchased online through our website at www.highfieldrfc.ie. So maybe at half-time you might take a few moments to make a contribution to the club. And thanks to the generous support of Perfect Reception, all Highfield AIL home games this season will be live streamed. Please subscribe to the Highfield YouTube channel, where you'll be able to watch all live games as they occur and indeed have access to the library of previous games now hosted on this channel. Finally, be sure to spread the word to your family and friends that they too can enjoy these games from anywhere in the world. And just a reminder that the Mass for deceased members of the Highfield Club will take place on Sunday the 12th of November here in the clubhouse. And we're also just going to remind you that Your Club, Your Country, the annual draw, proceeds go to the clubhouse, to clubs here at Highfield, will gain any proceeds from the Your Club, Your Country draw. It's an annual draw and tickets are available here in the clubhouse. That's Your Club, Your Country, annual draw with proceeds going to the club. So at half-time here, sides level, 7 points each, with Buccaneers opening the scoring with a try from wing Josh O'Connor, converted by Stephen Mannion.
Not yet.
And welcome back for the second half here at Woodleigh Park. As you see, conditions have deteriorated quite badly at half time with strong wind and blustery winds and heavy rain. So Taylor kicks off for Highfield. Well taken there and cleared by Shane Jennings. Back to Highfield. James Taylor finds Mark McLaughlin. McLaughlin kicks deep into the Buccaneers 22 and cleared, very well cleared there by Rory Fallon. Finds touch just inside the Highfield half. And as we said before half time, conditions making things very difficult for hookers. In this case, Travis Coomey has wind and rain blowing into his face. And Highfield's Aidan Keane, young Aidan Keane, playing with Prez College here in Cork last year, comes on replacing Sean Garrett in the second row. Aidan Keane, number 18. Coomey. Yep. First ball goes to Keane. He takes it really well. Cronin, Cassidy, Taylor, back to Ben Murphy. Ben pops it inside and out to Gavin O'Leary on the wing, and the forward pass spotted there by George Clancy just on halfway. So we'll have a scrum to Buccaneers right on halfway. So scrum to Buccaneers. Frank Hopkins to put in right on halfway. Solid scrum. Hopkins has a look around, finds Fallon. Fallon puts it high in the air. Good tactic in these conditions. Very well taken there by Highfield fullback Mark McLaughlin. Sets it up halfway between the 22 and the halfway. Cassidy pops it out to his captain, Dave O'Connell. O'Connell stopped dead in his tracks there. Sets it up. Cassidy again, this time out to Taylor. Taylor pops it to Cian Bohan, sets it up. And this time, failure to release. Buccaneers get the first penalty of the second half. Actually, it wasn't Cian Bohan, it was Olive Porter there, caught and held in possession. Penalty to Buccaneers. 3 minutes into the second half. Conditions have deteriorated quite badly here. And this time, Rory Fallon finds his touch. About 10 metres out from the Highfield line. Again, tough conditions for hooker Stephen Lombard, as the wind gets really strong here. And again, yes, very well taken there by Dara Murray. Set up. Popped out to Murray again. He drives forward. Hopkins again looking to the big man. Drive forward. Hopkins on it again. This time goes to his number 8, Oisin McCormack. It's a very promising attack for Buccaneers. Out to the fullback, Shane Jennings. Stopped short of the line. Great opportunity for Buccaneers here. The hooker, Stephen Lombard, stopped short of the line. Back to McCormack, and the ball is run, popped out of his hands. Great work there by James Taylor. Managed to get his hands on that ball. So it's scrum to Highfield. Scrum to Highfield 5 metres out from their own line. As the rain is pouring down here, conditions are very tough. As Cassidy prepares to put into the scrum. Right on the line, Highfield back to full strength with Aidan Keane in the second row. Cassidy with the put in. Buccaneers go for the push. Cassidy takes, and Cassidy clears well. Buccaneers got the nudge, but Cassidy did well. Taken there by O'Connor, pops it inside. Oh, and a bit of a wild one there from Hopkins. Eludes Shane Layden, and it's a line out to Highfield. Again, conditions here are very difficult, with the ball being caught by the wind, making passing and kicking very, very difficult for both teams. Line out. Well taken there by Darragh Murray. Again, he's upset the Highfield line on more than one occasion. Comes out to Layden. Layden with a nice little delicate kick into the 22. And it's causing trouble back there. Bohan. Cian Bohan. Saving Highfield on that occasion. Cassidy looking for Taylor. And Taylor, the ball is not going to go into touch. Taken there by Shane Jennings. Goes the long pass into his out half. Rory Fallon. Fallon out to the wing. Saul O'Carroll. And the ball is blocked down there. Bucks still have it. Hopkins. Good drive there by Sam Illo. Sam Illo driving over. Hopkins out the line. Fallon. Well taken there by Dave O'Connell. Still there for Buccaneers. Highfield driving through. Good disruption there. Great work by Eddie Earle. And he's got his hands on that ball. It falls loose. Falls loose. Highfield have got possession. Great work by Earle. Great work by Earle. Cassidy finds Taylor. Taylor looking for space behind Saul O'Carroll. O'Carroll goes back inside his 22. Caught in possession. Good chase there by Ben Murphy. And the ball is out again. And this time Highfield caught for being offside. Conditions here are making the game very difficult for both sides. The ball is dropping and slipping out of people's hands. And it's going to be a very, very hard game for both sides this second half. Remember the score at the moment? Highfield 7, Buccaneers 7. About 8 minutes into the second half, and it's a sign of how things are here at Woodleigh Park that the floodlights are on. Conditions have deteriorated quite a lot, and that's a very good kick there by Rory Fallon. Well, actually, it was Shane Layden, found a very good touch there. About 10 metres outside the Highfield 22. And Stephen Lombard will try to find his men. Darragh Murray is doing great work in the line out for Buccaneers. O'Connell is up high, but it's very well taken there by Murray. Out was out half into the number 8, Oisin McCormack. Sets it up. Hopkins makes a little break. Highfield contesting it. Hopkins gives it to Murray. Murray sets it up. Hopkins again. This time to Rory Byrne. Byrne. Buccaneers being held out by Highfield. Into the other second row, Galvin. Hopkins Buccaneers have made no ground so far. Leyden driving again. They're still held up outside the Highfield 22. Sean O'Carroll sets it up. Out to Illo. Pops it back to his number 8. McCormick. McCormick does very well there to break through one tackle. It's in the hands of Josh O'Connor. O'Connor halfway between the 22 and the Highfield goal line. And Highfield have disrupted it. And Highfield have managed to smuggle possession there. Goes back to Porter. Drives forward. Highfield trying to get it out of their own 22 now. Cassidy's going to take it on himself here. Gives it plenty of height and finds touch. And Highfield will be relieved to get out of there. That was a sustained attack by Buccaneers. Highfield defending very well. So line out to Buccaneers. About 5 metres outside the Highfield 22. And Buccaneers bringing on number 19, Will Riley. Will Riley going in at scrum half as Lombard throws in. Finds his number 4, Rory Byrne. Comes out the line to the out half. Fallon. Good pop to the number 8. Oisin McCormick. Been very prominent today for Buccaneers. Nice play there, but a big tackle. A big tackle by Ben Murphy there for Highfield. Comes out to the number 5, Fergus Galvin. And penalty against Highfield for handling the ball on the ground. And referee George Clancy on the spot. Spotted the hand. And sensibly in the conditions today, Buccaneers are going for the 3 points. 52 minutes on the clock. Looking to Stephen Mannion to try and nudge them ahead. Mannion. Wind has died down a little as he's going to kick, but still not an easy kick in today's conditions. Right-footed, he has the distance. And unlucky, I thought that was gone over, but again in the conditions, the wind is gusting, and that ball was just pulled away from the posts at the last minute. Decent effort. So Highfield will be relieved that the score remains at 7-all. Taylor to get us going again from the 22. Kicks into the Buccaneers half. Taken well there by Fallon. And fullback Jennings brings it over the halfway. Hopkins out to Byrne. Finds Illo. And Riley puts it. And the touch judge says that one bounced just before the touchline. So that's a superb kick there by Rory Fallon to bring play right up to the 22, the Highfield 22. And there must have been a touch on the ball there by the Highfield fullback, Mark McLaughlin. So Buccaneers have the line out. Good attacking position for Buccaneers here. 54 minutes on the clock. Lombard again, looking for his number 7. On the ball, breaks loose there. And a great break. And substitute Will Riley. In a break in the play. Substitute Will Riley sprints through the Highfield defence to score a try that shocks the home side but delights his teammates. So now, after 55 minutes, it's Highfield 7, Buccaneers 12. Highfield captain Dave O'Connell questioning the build-up to that score. It looked like Highfield had disrupted the line-out. The ball went loose and Riley was first to react, pounced on the ball and sprinted in under the posts. Gave a relatively easy kick now to Stephen Mannion. And he converts. So conversion by Stephen Mannion. Buccaneers now lead by 14 points to 7. Thanks to that try by substitute Will Riley. And Highfield are making a change with number 20 Chris Bannon coming on at scrum half to replace number 9 Richard Cassidy. So Highfield now find themselves 7 points behind. 56 minutes on the clock as Taylor sets us off again. Well taken there by McCormick. Back to Riley, who finds touch. About 5 metres inside the Buccaneers half. Highfield will have the line out. About 5 metres inside the Buccaneers half. And they'll be looking to try and get back into this game as conditions have improved immensely with the sky clearing and the sun shining. Got conditions remaining blustery as Travis Coomey puts into the line out. Very well taken there by Aidan Keane. Comes out to the line. Bannon, Dave O'Sullivan. Good start by Bannon. Out to Taylor. Taylor finds Bohan. Bohan always looking for that gap. Bannon. Out to Porter. Olive Porter. Very strong lad. Driven well back there by the wing and robbed. That's great work by both Josh O'Connor and Shane Jennings. Dara Murray. Popped out to Sam Illo. Great work there by Illo. Great block down by O'Connell. And penalty for tackling him without the ball. Great work by Highfield captain. Taken quickly by Cronin. Cronin driving for the 22. Bannon appealing to the referee. Out to Porter. Porter held up well, driven back by 2 good, strong defensive tackles there by Buccaneers. Taylor pops it inside to Bohan. Finds Dave O'Sullivan. Well tackled. Highfield now coming to life, attacking. This time it's James French driving forward with the head down. O'Connell doing the captain's part, driving forward. Bannon finds Taylor. Taylor pulls it back for Bohan. Out to Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon, strong run. Helped there by O'Leary. Bannon inside to his hooker. Travis Coomey. Coomey sets it up outside the 22. Bannon. Taylor. Taylor finds French. James French drives for the 22. Taken again by O'Connell. Over the 22. Highfield driving over it. Bannon. Ball broke loose there, but he reacted well. Popped up to Bohan. He did very well to hold that. And a great bit of defensive work there. Great work there by Matthew Burke for Buccaneers. Got down and got his hands on that ball. Great bit of defending by the big prop. Highfield will be a bit more encouraged by the last few minutes there where they got their attack moving. Played with a lot of purpose. Chris Bannon looking very lively since he's come on. And there's a big clearance there. And Fitzgibbon juggled with it. And unfortunately for him, didn't manage to keep it out of touch and gave the line-out throw to Buccaneers. Buccaneers leading 14 points to 7. 59 minutes on the clock. Conditions have improved, and there's a Buccaneers player receiving attention, but George Clancy says he's not interfering with play. So the throw goes to Dara Murray, who's done very well in the line-out all day. And the hooker himself drives for the line. Highfield trying to jackal it there, not getting it. Sean O'Carroll drives into the 22. Good tackle there by David O'Sullivan on Dara Murray.
Get your shift, Johnny, get your shift, Johnny.
Buccaneers on the 22. Haven't succeeded in getting over it yet. An attempted kick through there. Fitzgibbon goes down. But the ball is in touch, and it's a Highfield line-out. So Highfield defending stoutly on the 22, causing Rory Fallon to try and put a little chip through, but it went into touch. So line-out to Highfield, defensive line-out. 61 minutes. Buccaneers lead 14 points to 7. And Travis Coomey needs to find his man here, close to his own line. 7 or 8 metres out from the line. Again disrupted by Dara Murray. The lineouts have been a bit of a lottery today. Samuel O driving forward, and very well taken there by Fergus Galvin. Driving through them all there. Very strong work there by the Buccaneers pack, but driven back in a big tackle there from James French and Olive Porter, but penalised for going on the scrum half. O'Connell disputing it with referee George Clancy. Clancy says no way, it's a penalty. And this is an opportunity for Buccaneers to extend their lead. Stephen Mannion, 2 successful conversions so far, and this on another day would be a simple kick, but there's quite a breeze, but he will still expect to get the 3 points, which he duly does. Pushes Buccaneers ahead, and they now lead by 10 points, 17 points to 7, with 63 minutes on the clock. And Highfield will be looking to get back into this game. And they have brought on number 19. I beg your pardon. Number 21, Shane Buckley at out half for James Taylor. And number 17, Dara Fitzgerald for Killian Buckley. So Shane Buckley, young out half, Ballincollig. Coming on for the experienced Taylor. So Highfield try to change things up a bit. Buccaneers take the line out. Comes out to Rory Fallon. The ball bobbling about the place. Good play there by McLaughlin. And knocked on the halfway line. Bailo, and offside against the retreating Buccaneers players. Penalty to Highfield. Right on halfway. 64 minutes on the clock. Highfield trailing by 10 points. Buccaneers 17, Highfield 7. And young Shane Buckley there kicks a superb kick to bring play right into the Buccaneers 22. So Highfield 10 points adrift. Badly need a score to get back into this game. 65 minutes on the clock. Still a long way to go, but they'll be looking to get back into this game. Now they have a very good attacking position here. If they can get this, secure this line out. And as he's been doing all day, Dara Murray is causing consternation in that Highfield line out. Feeds it inside, and it's robbed by Eddie Earl there. Robbed from Stephen Lombard, sets it up for Highfield. Great work by Earl. Buckley. Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan spots a gap. Drives into it. Bannon. Bannon. O'Connell. O'Connell supported by French. And Coomey. Bannon again. Buckley. Buckley looking for a gap. Well tackled there. And penalty to Highfield. Bannon appealing to the referee. He takes it quickly himself. Chris Bannon into the 22. Finds Gavin O'Leary. O'Leary very well tackled there. Again a pick and go. This time by Dara Fitzgerald. Fresh prop. Maya Cronin drives again. This is better from Highfield. And then another pick and go by Dave O'Connell. And again, Dara Fitzgerald. The fresh prop. Picking and going. And here we go again. Travis Coomey supporting. Maya Cronin. Buckley finds Gavin O'Leary. O'Leary sets it up. Bannon finds French into O'Connell. And O'Connell says the ball was, or the referee, I beg your pardon, George Clancy says the pass was forward. And Buccaneers mightily relieved there. Highfield were building up a head of steam. Ball going through the hands very well. Unfortunate with the forward pass there. So scrum to Buccaneers. Inside their own 22. About 5 metres inside the 22. And Buccaneers leading 17 points to 7. 67 minutes on the clock. We'll be hoping to clear their lines here with a good scrum. And Will Riley, one of their try scorers, with the put in. Scrum. And this time the advantage in the scrum goes to Buccaneers. And number 8, Oisin McCormack, reacts very well there. Highfield caught asleep. Great work by the number 8. Great work there by Porter as well though. And Highfield drive back over that ball. And referee George Clancy says it was knock on. Great work by Owley Porter. But knocked on in the contact. And change on the Highfield side. James Taylor returns to go at full back to replace Gavin O'Leary, who picked up an injury there. So James Taylor has gone to full back, and full back Mark McLaughlin has come out here to the left wing. And we will restart with a scrum. 68 minutes on the clock. Scrum to Buccaneers. Will Riley to put in. Scrum is very solid. Neither side moving backward. Now Highfield got a nudge there. Scrum goes around, and again Clancy, George Clancy gives the penalty to Buccaneers. Highfield accused of wheeling that scrum. Looked like they got the nudge. Buccaneers delighted with the result of that scrum there. And good touch find there by Shane Layden. So line out here to Buccaneers. About 12 metres into the Highfield half. And Stephen Lombard getting his instructions from Matthew Burke. Will try to find his man in the line out. This time, crooked in, says the referee. Good pressure there by Maya Cronin. crooked throw, and Highfield get the scrum. They'll be hoping for a better result in this scrum than the last one. 70 minutes on the clock. There will be, of course, referees' time, so it may be a few minutes extra for stoppages, depending on George Clancy. So Chris Bannon, Highfield number 20, getting ready. And we've had a change at hooker for Highfield as well, with number 16, I beg your pardon, Robert Murphy, replacing number 2, Travis Coomey. So Bannon puts it in. Highfield holding better this time. Ball bobbles out though. Bannon gets it out to Buckley, goes backwards. And Buckley claiming a late tackle there. Very good kick. Taken well by Jennings, kicks it down. Buckley returns it, and that's a beautiful kick by Buckley. And Saul O'Carroll juggled with it a little, but has successfully cleared it to touch. And Highfield number 18, Aidan Keane, receiving a bit of attention. Aidan, young man, was playing schools rugby last year, has made a big impact since he arrived to Highfield. Got the Man of the Match award here in his first game. And he's being called ashore now to let him recover from that injury. And Sean Garrett, number 4, returns to the second row. So line out to Highfield. Robert Murphy to put it in. Rob Murphy finds Sean Garrett. Lovely. Maya Cronin. Bannon. Buckley. Bohan. Bohan again. Very hard man to stop. Rob Murphy. The young hooker doing very well there. Held up on the 22. Bannon finds Garrett. Garrett drives over the first tackler. Cronin taken high there. Referee spotted it. But Highfield are going on. They're driving on. Have the penalty. Free play. Out to Garrett. Garrett makes a great drive there. Bannon inside. Rob Murphy. The Highfield substitute's doing very well. Again, Maya Cronin driving forward. Held up there. Highfield pick and go again. And now George Clancy says no advantage there. So penalty to Highfield. Inside the Buccaneers 22. Clancy calling for an offside rather than a high tackle. And young Shane Buckley pings it into the corner. This is a very promising attacking position for Highfield. 73 minutes on the clock. But they'll need that Highfield line out to function. Buccaneers number 7, Darragh Murray, has been causing consternation on the Highfield throw-in. So they'll be looking to secure a decent ball here. They've already scored off a line-out maul. And they'll want to repeat the performance here. So Rob Murphy will be hoping to find his man here to set up that driving maul that was so successful earlier in the game. Murphy finds Eddie Earl. Now Highfield set up the maul. And they're getting a bit of momentum here. And they're driving over the line. And the referee has awarded the try. And I think one of the Buccaneers players is going to be in trouble as Highfield drive over the line. Great forward momentum there. I think Maya Cronin got the touchdown, but Highfield will be delighted with that with 74 minutes on the clock. It's now Highfield 12, Buccaneers 17. And the Buccaneers, number 6, Sean O'Connell, picked up a yellow card in that drive over the line. So now Buccaneers, and actually the referee has awarded a penalty. Referee, sorry, I beg your pardon, has awarded a penalty try. So it's Highfield 14, Buccaneers 17. Buccaneers now down to 14 men, 3 points in it. So there'll be a very exciting last 5 minutes. Chris Bannon calls the kickoff. Buckley. And that's a very good kick again by the young out half. Very talented young man, Shane Buckley. Superb kick. Now Highfield with their tails up. Buccaneers a man down. 3 points in it. Very exciting game despite the conditions. And an opportunity for Highfield here now. About 8 metres inside the Buccaneers half to put a bit of pressure on the Buccaneers line out. Very exciting game. 14, Highfield 14, Buccaneers 17. And that's a very good take there by Buccaneers number 4, Rory Byrne. And a good drive by his pack up to halfway. Big hit on the rock there from the Highfield side. Disrupted. Riley gets it out. Set up again inside their own half. Riley finds his hooker, Lombard. Still inside the Buccaneers half. Referee says that ball was knocked on, and much to the delight of the Highfield crowd, it's a scrum to Highfield. About 2 metres inside the Buccaneers half. 76 minutes on the clock. 3 points between the sides. We're coming to a very critical point in the game. So a very important scrum here for Highfield. With the front row of Dara Fitzgerald, Rob Murphy and James French, hoping to secure safe ball for their scrum half. Bannon to put in. Chris Bannon. Ball comes to the back of the scrum. Bannon finds Buckley. Out to Bohan. Taylor. Taylor with a little chip through. Little trip through for Fitzgibbon. Cleared by Shane Jennings. Called by Buckley. He gives it to Bannon. Chris Bannon into the gap. Almost intercepted there by number 13. Number 13, Shane Layden. Almost intercepted. Unlucky to knock on. 78 minutes on the clock. Highfield scrum. Highfield scrum, 3 points adrift. Still time for them to come back into this game. Bannon to put in. Highfield scrum is good, nudging forward. And the referee calls it. Referee says he wants a reset. Highfield had the nudge there. The referee, George Clancy, says he wants to reset the scrum. Very tense last few minutes now in the game. Highfield 14, Buccaneers 17. Highfield desperate for one last attacking position to try and put those points on the board. Buccaneers with 14 men now, wanting to hold out. Bannon. Scrum, nudges forward. Highfield. And referee tells Bannon to take it. Bannon finds Buckley. Buckley, Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan straightens the line. Bannon. Buckley. All the way out to Ben Murphy. Great take by Murphy there. Buckley secures possession. Bohan takes over at scrum half. Out to O'Connell. Bannon. Bohan. Taylor. Dave O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan again straightens the line. Great work by O'Sullivan there. Broke through 3 would-be tacklers. Buckley to Taylor. Taylor out the wing. Fitzgerald. He's making great ground up the line. But it's intercepted there and taken on by Shane Jennings for Buccaneers. He makes good ground. He's held. Sets it up. Great work by Jennings. Both teams wrestling for that ball. Riley waiting. And the referee gives the scrum to Buccaneers. We're now on referee's time. 80 minutes up on the clock. 80 minutes up on the clock. Highfield 3 points adrift. A very tense last few minutes in this game. Buccaneers hanging in there with 14 men. Highfield desperate to get one last attack. And Highfield, wing forward Eddie Earl in the wars there a bit. Is replaced. Eddie Earl, unfortunate for him, has to go off, replaced by Mark Fitzgibbon. Sorry, fullback is Mark McLaughlin, I beg your pardon. I think I might have called him Mark Fitzgibbon earlier. Mark Fitzgibbon, wing forward. He's come in there, number 19, for this very important scrum. Will Riley puts in. Highfield got a bit of a nudge here, and referee wants a reset. Referee wants a reset. As the seconds tick away, George Clancy wants that scrum reset. Highfield, 3 points adrift. We're in injury time. Scrum to Buccaneers. So, Will Riley, one of the try scorers for Buccaneers, to put in. Highfield get the nudge, and again Clancy calls for a re-scrum. The Highfield pack getting a little frustrated there. They're getting forward momentum. Scrum went down, but George Clancy says he wants a reset. Highfield feel they have the upper hand in the scrum at this stage, looking to try and force a penalty at this stage from the Buccaneers front five. And we reset once again. And again, referee is not happy. Ball goes to, scrum goes to ground. And we reset once again. And this can be very frustrating for the home fans when they see the scrum go down and need resetting. But George Clancy wasn't happy, so we start again. Will Riley to put in. Highfield make one more attempt to put pressure on that scrum. Riley puts in. Push came on. And knock on. Highfield get the scrum there. As Riley knocked on under pressure, goes to James French. Driven forward by Cronin. Looking for that position to set up a score. French picks again. Bannon. Buckley. O'Sullivan. Out the line. Taylor. Held up over there on the far touchline. And Clancy, George Clancy awards a penalty to Buccaneers. Penalty to Buccaneers for a Highfield player holding on to possession on the ground. Penalty against Highfield there. Not sure which player is guilty of holding on to possession on the ground, but Mark McLaughlin and Ben Murphy were over there, and the game ends with Buccaneers tapping the penalty into touch, and your final score is Highfield 14, Buccaneers 17. Buccaneers will be delighted with that win on the road. Coach Eddie O'Sullivan shaking hands there with Conor Quaid and Dave Lee. The Highfield coaches will be very happy to get that win away from home against a very strong Highfield side. Highfield, on the other hand, will be very disappointed to only come out with a losing bonus point. And an excellent result for Buccaneers. But Highfield majorly disappointed at the end of this game. As the players shake hands and go off the field, it's a wonderful result for Buccaneers, and a number of their players played exceptionally well, especially number 7, Dara Murray. So we leave you here from Woodleigh Park with the final score: Highfield 14, Buccaneers 17. A win for Buccaneers. And thank you all for joining us wherever you are.